I'm often asked Brandon, how can I believe in myself more? Sometimes we get knocked down, sometimes we just struggle for days or weeks or months or decades, and we have that life. I just lost faith in myself. Somewhere I was confident in my teens or my 20s or my 30s or whenever, and now I lost my mojo. Man, I don't have the confidence and the vibe and the pop and the trust. I lost faith in myself. What can I do? And I don't have a best easy answer for that, but I got 5 ideas. Here's my just help you. I'm outside here at my writer's violence or records. I thought, you know what? Why don't we just talk about this? It's a tough topic, but let's take us on so forget the sounds of nature. If you got some, forget the sounds of anything going by, but let's rock and roll. Number one way to start to believe in yourself is momentum. Now I know of the bad. If you really hate yourself right now, you are like, thanks, Brandon. I got no momentum. That's why I hate myself. So hold on. I will get to the mindset stuff. I will get to the emotional stuff. But sometimes believing in yourself is just tactically winning a little bit each day. Just a little bit of a win can give you that top meaning that says, a good job, reward. I feel better. I can be a very simple, neurological way of just achieving a couple of small goals. And as you are heard me say, anytime you are dealing with difficulty, it can be just simple things, but I got to be momentum. So whatever you are doing in your life, if you got a job, think about what small things can I do tomorrow to move it ahead. If you are dealing with a difficulty in a relationship, what would be a simple win, a simple moment of appreciation, just something you could say or you could say to both, some more pop, and entry back into that relationship. Just on smile, on kiss, on good they can change the game for you. Also, it's just something simple you can do in your own health. Look, sometimes go into the gym and living, you feel a little better. Just a little bit of movement has been proven to change people's state of mind and their emotion too. So, just get to the gym or get a little bit of small goal setting, getting a little bit of momentum for it in any area of your life. That's at least a beginning, and then do it again the next day. Don't just go and crush it tomorrow and then be a jerk and do nothing and watch the 7th season of Netflix on the next day. Momentum is daily. Little things every single day adds up to richness. Second, big bishop, and this is more to the emotional side. Iteration, my friend, iteration. People don't believe in themselves. It's not that there has been a violence that they shouldn't be believe in themselves. They had some wins. They had some goals that came true. They made the magic happen, but they never iterated the win. They never had a good thing happen, and they sat there at the end of the night thinking about that good things that happened, and allowing it to come into their heart, allowing whatever they did to give themselves credit for it. Permission to feel good about it, to say, you know what? I did it today. went too well today, that work today, and to integrate that win, integrate that success, integrate that moment into their heart, into their identity. As a human being, what happens in most of us, we know of the checklist and and 5 years later, after all this, make it happens. Make it happen, grasp it, grasp it, grasp it, grasp it. 5 years later, we feel the same about ourselves. The same level of confidence, the same level of belief in ourselves, because we didn't allow those things to enter our right, enter our spirit and strength. We had momentum internally, but we didn't have any momentum internally, building our character and our strength. We never achieved that sense of pride of ownership of what we did. We didn't own it, that we did it, so we never got stronger. That means you need an internal reason practice. At the end of the day, just sit down at the end of the day and go. What worked today? What did I do today? What little things should I allow myself a little bit of credit for? What did I say that was nice or kind? What did I stand away that I got done? What did I finish? What goal did I move a little closer to? And just at the end of the day, to all of that to come in, this isn't about just pepping ourselves up and saying, awesome, I'm awesome with no evidence. I'm saying, we got some momentum. It's a race that now, out that you did the work today. You found the good fight. You finished today. You are still alive. You know what you need to go do tomorrow into raise that success. Give yourself that credit. You will develop that strength of spirit. That is so important. If you don't believe in yourself, after all of that, hey Bob, get some feedback. Most people feel this. When you don't believe in yourself, you don't want any feedback because they might say you're stupid, or you suck, or you ugly, and you know what. If they do that, you're getting feedback from the wrong people. Sometimes it's necessary to get feedback from the people that we love. Feedback from people we know, like and just say, hey, could I ask you a question? What am I doing that you are seeing that seems right? Because right now I don't feel like I'm doing anything right. And they will say, what are you talking about? No, you're smart. You are good. You have been doing this. Sometimes people can give us feedback and help us see that we are doing better than we think, because maybe you are a perfectionist, or maybe you grew up with somebody who worked so hard on you. You never tolerated any success, and sometimes you need somebody boosting hard at you and saying, good job kid, you are doing alright, I'm proud of you, I see that you are working hard to here, I see that you are trying. So sometimes it's about getting around a new circle of people who are strivers, who are also struggling, who are fighting hard, who can give you that feedback and say, good job, keep at it. And if you do get negative feedback over and over and over, assess, is just real? Do you need to train and sit and get better? And if you do, don't hate that, don't get that. Take that as a challenge instead of talking things and an insult and crying over people comment. Go hard, you know what? That was some basic. In reality, I'm going to take that as a challenge. I'm going to develop myself not to prove them wrong but to get better. Allow yourself that all of the feeling to come from the feedback. Next stop. I love this one. It's so simple. I just rhyming the emotions that we want to experience in our life. What does that mean? It means doing something in advance so we can feel it and here is what I mean by that. In the morning every single day, see, I want to be motivated and driven. I want to feel grateful for life. I want to have a sense of passion about the day. But you know what? Some days I wake up and I feel like rest. So what am I going to do? Go through the day and trust all of my impulsive feel into tell me to feel like rest all day and lost motive days. Now I'm going to say, okay, when I feel like rest. Why I didn't sleep well or why I got this bad attitude right now. I'm going to change it. In the morning, I do an affirmation practice and visualization practice where what I do is I pick up something every single morning. I do this. I write a little, just a couple of paragraphs. Maybe I read from my book. Maybe I read from one of my books or another book. It's the pages. I have a bunch of pages in my notes section of my phone too if I'm on the road and I will just read it out loud. Pretending that I'm liking my most favorite happy place in my life. So I will be reading out loud some Franklin Delano Roosevelt. I will be reading out loud some Martin Luther King. I will be reading out loud some Napoleon Hill. I will be reading out loud some Night Grateful as loud as I can, and that voice activates a power which activates an emotion which activates my day. So you just going to primer the emotion or sometimes I will be in the shower and I will say what can I do today or what I'm going to do today that would bring a loud. What can I do today that I'm excited for? And I will just get me energy up. Like, don't wait to have good energy in life. Remember, as I always say, the power plant doesn't have energy. It generates it. You don't have a happiness. You generate it. So, choose to prime the emotions you want to experience in life. Cultivate it. Summon your energy versus hoping a good unless on you and you will start to feel better about yourself and about life. And the last big one, you knew I was going to go there, love. You know you already know a thing about love yourself and maybe in some ways. You are never alone that you are never notice the beautiful things you have done in your life, so you will never allow yourself to love yourself. But at some point, you are got to recognize that the love that beyond you and beyond me and beyond your action and your love is whatever brought us here, at least today. Some would say it's God's will and God's love. For some people, it's the randomness of the universe. Some people is nature. Some people is whatever. But there is something way beyond us, and there is a way to access that, and a way to harness that, and the way to harness that is to recognize that you are anywhere about 7 billion people. No one is like you special physically, and as a let's take that as a moment of saying, okay, I'm to list my uniqueness. I'm supposed to love the things that make me old and weak. I am supposed to love the things that make me strong. I was a magic way, so let me honor what's good about that and what's not good about that. Let me work on that. Let me set a schedule to get better at that, so that I can not only honor what I have been given, but I can give some feedback to by resting better. And that aspect of doing that brings in so much joy and so much strength in our life in love. Loving ourselves, loving the process, and of course, the richest way to believe in ourselves is to love other people, that they become so grateful for us that they give us some of that feedback. That is so much up appreciation and love and joy in the moment with others, that you can help but just feel that people that there is an emotional contagion when other people around you are feeling loved and cared for and excited about life. It's hard not to jump up on you a little bit, and you start to say, you can know what, life isn't so bad, and you know what, I deserve to feel good here right now too, and you know what? You start to raising some momentum. Some ways you iterate those wins, you get some feedback to get better, and all of a student, you start to believe in yourself again. All of a student, you start to live the dragon life.